People just say stuff. People do say stuff.
We say stuff.
We do say stuff. We say stuff on the internet.
Too much, too little. Who knows?
I wish we said stuff on tape. And we just gave them out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
we sold physical copies of the podcast.
Or we should do the pod like Daniel Johnson, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying.
I don't, but I'll go with it.
You know that guy? He made music. Do you know him?
I didn't recognize the name.
Kurt Cobain used to wear like a shirt of him, and that's how like everybody nowadays like knows. But he's just this guy who's like crazy. I think he was probably like autistic or something, and he just stayed at home all the time, and he just played songs on his guitar. And it was back in like the 80s and stuff, so he would just record cassettes. So if someone was like, "Hey, I want like let me hear your music," he'd re-record his whole album. So like now like everything like that is just like rips.
He performed just for them.
Yeah, where it's like really now like you can find a bunch of rips up there, but like the ones that's on stream is just like one of them he recorded. Mm-hmm. So he just do that like, here's my album. It's totally new. We should do that with the pod. Like, oh, let me hear your pod. Like, here you go. Here's the only.
We just pull out mics and like sit down. Like it's just chairs. Like on we have like fold out chairs in our pockets.
Yeah, like, this is the only evidence of this. You know.
That would be cool. I'm sure if we changed our business model to that, I mean, we would be very successful just to certain people.
That should be like a Patreon thing, you know.
That would be cool.
Yeah, a podcast for every individual patron. But to be a patron, you have to, like, I've thought of stuff like that where it's like, you could do some sort of paid subscription thing where it's like so unique to an individual person, but it almost doesn't work well with media because then like why not just make them a part of it? And then also if they are a part of it, like it's weird that like one person is paying to do it, you know?
Yeah, it's weird of like who's the audience now.
Yeah,
that's the thing about like small Twitch accounts. It's like fun, but it's also weird. Because that's the only time I've ever appreciated Twitch is like I watched like one guy for like a summer when I was like 14 because he had like no followers, so it's just like we just became friends. You know,
that's
where it's like that's like fun, but it is kind of weird. Of like, I just watch his stream and talk to him, and then sometimes I'll join the game and stuff, and it's like, what the fuck is this?
You know? Right. And you always feel like if you like, let's say you like playing with that guy, if you just like invited him to play like when he's not streaming, he would pull some sort of like, oh well, I'm not like streaming, like that, like you're his audience, when in reality you're two people who met over the internet. But there's this weird like, I'm gonna say artifice a lot in this podcast because I watched an interview with the director of the movie we saw, and he keeps fucking saying that word.
He does.
But there is like there's like the setup of like a Twitch stream, even if only one person is watching, like it makes it so that they have the stage and you are the audience, even though like if you put what those two people are doing in the same room, it's just like one of your friends is playing a game, but like it's not two players, so you're watching. Like that's the actual dynamic. But like Amazon corporation is just, you know, decided.
Because there's the thing of like, if you're in a game together, I can say something, he'll respond. But if he's playing the game, I just send a message in the chat. He doesn't have to look at it, you know, where it's like that thing where it's a delayed, there's the line there.
Right.
It's weird. But that, I mean, just watching that guy was like fun back in the day. I mean, that's had long lasting effects, like, because I've met people online from there that I still talk to now. That was like a long time ago. Yeah. But I think I had something to say, but I just forgot because you said artifice fucked me up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I've watched a lot of Ari Aster reviews too.
We'll get there. But I used to like Twitch was not after me because like there are people older than me who use and watch and work on Twitch and stuff, but when I was getting into gaming, streaming didn't exist, and so I would just watch like Call of Duty commentaries, but that was like the craze, like Nazi zombie commentaries and like multiplayer stuff. And so that was like where the last thing I was into before I like fell off on that stuff. And I had a similar kind of thing where like I followed a bunch of guys who would only get between like 4 and like 15,000 views on a video. And then like if I commented, they would comment back, and it was interesting. I had like looked a couple of those people up like a month ago, and it was strange because like I watched it and like I didn't even understand what I used to get out of that, you know?
Yeah.
Probably because, like, I think at that point I couldn't even play the games. My parents were like that, where like I couldn't play certain things until they gave up.
Yeah, well, I remember what I was trying to say, but I'm gonna say something else first because I'm thinking I think the appeal of videos like that is just like, it's just the base thing of like they are kind of like me.
Yeah.
where it's like hearing like a 15-year-old kid play Call of Duty. I'm like, he's cool. He plays Call of Duty,
right?
You know, and that's like as simple as it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I was thinking about Artifice because that was like one of the crazy moments where I used to watch this guy. He was really cool. And one day he was just like, "Oh yeah, sorry guys, I missed a stream the other day." He'd stream all the time. He'd like, "I just had a baby." And we're like, dude, what the fuck? Like, we didn't know you were having a baby.
Yeah,
like,
we didn't know you had a life, bro.
So that was like the break of like the Artifice. Like, holy shit, this guy is like a dude.
Yeah.
You know? He had a baby.
Right.
Also, one of the other crazy things was there was a guy in his chat who was called Nightmare with a KN, like Nightmare. And the streamer would go to like, I think he'd go to night school or something, or some small classes, because he's like probably like 25. He's like probably like your age now, which is crazy, because I used to think of him as like an old man.
Yeah.
But so he'd go to classes, and one time in one of his classes, a guy came up to him after, was like, "Hey, I'm Nightmare," and like waited for a reaction, and he was chill about it, but it's like, holy shit. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Just be like, because he lived in like Florida. Like, he said he lived in Florida. So this guy was like, "Oh, it's you."
Yeah.
Like, oh, like, that's scary.
That's strange. Yeah.
But shout out to that guy. And then one day he just stopped streaming, and I haven't seen him since. But he's a good guy.
Damn.
He used to Smurf, Smurfing Counter-Strike. On Counter-Strike Go, you get ranked into your thing. So if you're really good, you play with really good players. But a lot of times, really good players will get new accounts and then play really shitty, and it'll be called Smurfing, where they just fuck around. But it's usually mean, where they'll just beat people. But he would do it and just do the opposite and just pretend to be really, really stupid. He's like, "Guys, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing." And people would like lose their shit at him. So that was actually good entertainment to watch.
Damn. I've never been on Twitch, so
yeah, it's really not worth it.
I've been on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It does seem weirdly not worth it. Is it? I mean, I'm in my head. It's massively popular. Is that track like millions?
Well, that's the thing
people,
of
like millions, like hundreds of millions maybe not in America, but like
I don't think hundreds of millions.
Smaller than that.
Yeah, I think so. It's that thing of like everything has its own audience. Everything's like niche now.
Yeah.
So it's like it's huge, but like is it? Where it's like it's impossible to tell anymore.
I think
they have like their own award show. What the fuck does that mean?
Right.
You know?
I think it feels bigger than it might be to me because you can ball out if you're a popular Twitch streamer, but that's like having Patreon money where it's like there are podcasts with like only 10,000 listeners that can like make bank because 8,000 of those people are on the Patreon, and if there's only 2 people in the podcast, like you're in the top 1% easily.
Yeah.
So like I think it's a similar thing with Twitch. I feel like where if you have 50,000 Twitch subscribers, like you can live like a extremely like luxurious lifestyle, and it will make you seem popular to me who sees your name in like an article somewhere. But in reality, 50,000 people is not like A-lister.
Yeah, like I don't think most people know what like Dungeons and Daddies is.
No,
that's like one of the biggest podcasts. It's a Freddie W podcast.
Oh,
I haven't listened to it, but it sounds interesting. I've heard him talk about it.
Cool.
But it's like stuff like that. Like that's like a really big podcast, but it's also like it's not popular in like the grand scheme of things.
Yeah,
I feel like Twitch is just mostly a bad platform, and just that it's like just keep watching to where it's pretty easy to just like do nothing. Like there's so few people that I think would be interesting, and it's some weird like I don't know. It's like that weird thing of like YouTube like 7 years ago where people really like drama between people, and it's like now that I'm not like 14 anymore, I'm like, what the fuck is the appeal of this at all? Like, I can't believe I ever watched like a Keemstar video and was interested. Even like Philip DeFranco, who like it seems like a nice guy, but it's crazy to be like, oh, what's the YouTube drama today? Like, go outside or something. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like this YouTuber did something, and the other one was like, I don't like that video. It's like that's all it is.
Yeah, I get why that content works, but it definitely had a time and place. I doubt it's kind of what it used to be.
Yeah.
When did Twitch come out? Because
maybe like
I've never been on Twitch.
Maybe like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
12
Okay.
something.
Well, it was an independent thing, and then Amazon
bought it. So now it's like if you have Amazon Prime, you can like subscribe to one person and stuff like that.
I don't really. I mean, I get like the live streaming and all that, but like YouTube.
What about it?
I mean, it's kind of, I don't know. I feel like if I was like hangering for some like content of people talking that wasn't TV, I'd be like, oh, I'll just YouTube.
Yeah, but there's what's it called, the relationship thing, you know?
Parasocial.
Yeah, he knows it, bro. The parasocial. That's what people like, I think. So you can hi. There's a chance they'll read it.
Yeah, that's yeah.
But yeah, it's like all the Twitch stuff I've looked into. It's like no one seems that cool. Like Germa seems interesting. He does interesting
Who's that
stuff.
Turkish guy who talks about politics?
Hassan.
Do you like him?
I think so. I hear a lot of hate about him.
What's the hate about?
I don't know.
Yeah,
he's not as based as he could be, or that he makes money. But it seems like
Hassan Piker.
Yeah, it seems like for the most part.
This is why I'm going to turn to a Republican. Cool. Is I just hate everybody who has my values.
Yeah,
it's just going to make me a Nazi.
Yeah, I feel like for the most part he's pretty cool, and it's like, well, I think the good thing about him too is that like Twitch and just like the internet in general is like a lot of young boys love going on there.
Chasing the cat upstairs.
That's awesome.
I hope that gets picked up. But it's like he's like cool because he's kind of like the toxic masculinity idea, or like Andrew Tate is like you have to be like this. Hassan is like fucking ripped as shit, and he's like the ideal man in that sense. But he's like just cool, where it's whoa.
I should go check on that.
Holy shit, that's crazy. But Hassan's just cool because he kind of it's cool how it's like it's hard for like a young kid to not like think he has a good point, you know?
Yeah.
Because it like incel culture on the internet, he's kind of like no, like don't be an incel, that's weird. And he's
he had that show on Netflix.
Oh, I didn't.
Is he Patriot Act?
No, that's Hassan Minaj. That's a totally different guy. He used to be on the Young Turks, and he's not.
Oh, okay.
But he's like kind of funny too. Yeah. What's that in Lucky's mouth? Is Lucky okay?
Gross. Let's go wash you off. Blood.
Damn. That's crazy. Did you see that?
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, I really hope that's string. But it looked totally like blood. I'm like, what's he doing to...
Did you hear how long they were scampering around?
Yeah, well, I wonder what he did.
Dude. I have dogs.
Dude, what's
They literally... Like, you know the thing in a cartoon where it's just like a ball of dust and it's like that.
It's quick.
You don't even see it.
Yeah.
It's like they're on each other.
Yeah.
At least with dogs.
Yeah.
I don't know about a fucking 20-year-old cat, but
yeah. Wait, what's the cat's name?
Bradley.
Yeah, bro. Bradley. Pray for Bradley. That seems like Bradley must be dead then. You know what I mean? How can Lucky have blood in his mouth? Maybe we should cut this.
We might not finish this episode.
This one might be one in the can. We got a short one for you guys this week. It was crazy.
Yeah. Dude.
You want to talk about something?
Sure. Yeah. I'm a little distracted by this situation, but you know what?
I'm distracted by the world at large.
Elaborate.
You know,
iPhone's pretty good. I've been watching a lot of Kill Tony, which I know.
Not the biggest fan of.
Yeah. But it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not great, but it's like it definitely wouldn't replace like a TV show.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. My apartment didn't have Wi-Fi for like a week a little while ago, and I just started watching them on YouTube because I could only kind of watch YouTube. And yeah, they're pretty good. I don't know. We should do a live podcast.
I don't know. For what?
For
What crowd would we get?
well, exactly. That's the thing. We would have to kind of shift towards more improv, more kind of getting people involved and like, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's all right. I've also been watching a lot of Grand Tour.
I don't know what that is.
You know what Top Gear is?
Yeah.
It's like the three guys who did that are doing this show on Amazon Prime. And it's pretty good. It's like they're making like it's honestly like they're making hour-long YouTube videos. Like at the beginning of it, they're like, in this video, we're gonna blow up a car and here's what we're gonna do. And it's so, I don't know. It's a weird format because they made it for Amazon.
Yeah.
So it's like they had their own production company and they kind of did all the stuff. But yeah.
Yeah. I saw some weird like CBS morning show where it's like it feels like they're doing like a memorial for someone that's still alive. You know how they do that? And they're interviewing like James Corden because his show's ending, and they're acting like his idea of like, let's focus on making clips for like YouTube is like genius, and it's like no, it's like it's just giving up.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, you know, he wasn't evasive and saying no, it's just me giving. No, he was like, yeah, I thought like I pitched it to them. I was like, why don't we just make it like we can focus on putting it on YouTube and stuff? And he's like, because you know. The audience can watch it all day, and it's like, I mean, or just like made a good show. I don't know.
Just make clips from his show, I guess.
Which is, I mean, what he's done. I mean, Jimmy Fallon was already doing that.
Yeah,
so it's like you didn't really revolutionize that.
I know,
but it's like also, who cares?
Yeah, like that's not really like a pitch.
It's kind of like, damn, I can't believe you tricked CBS into making a YouTube channel for that much money. You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, that's so stupid. It's like, hey, I'm just gonna ride off that shit I was doing.
Yeah.
When I was famous.
Yeah, they really need to just make more late night shows. They're just like Tom Snyder. Like,
he had a show.
Yeah, you know him.
My teacher talked about him.
Yeah, just I think he had the Tomorrow Show maybe at like midnight. It would be 1 hour and either one or two guests and like no crowd, and it'd just be like really long interviews. And it's like just do something like that because that's like that's what like popular podcasts are now. That's the benefit. It's like the benefit is like, oh my god, it's like they're interviewing, but it's like you don't have to like stop for a commercial and stuff. It's like that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, they can talk for an hour, but it's like you could just do that on TV and you could do it for a really low budget. And it'd be way better, and just do that. Like make that a show, and then just release it as a podcast, put it on YouTube. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Damn.
Like that's why I like. There's this Canadian radio show called Q, and it's just like long form interviews. It's really good. You know.
It's like a TV show.
But it's like
a podcast.
Or it's like a radio show, and it's a podcast. They have a podcast version of it that comes out. Like they've totally switched the format like recently, where it's like every day the podcast comes out. Like, the podcast is just the broadcast they had, you know, and that goes from like interview to like interview to interview, whatever. And the podcast version has songs in it too. Where they'll interview like a musician, and then they'll cut through with it with like their songs, and like the YouTube version will just be standalone interviews without the songs. But it's like just have like a good interviewer interview people. It's like I'll watch this shit. I'll watch people I don't even know.
Yeah, that would be good. We should pitch this show to like a local network.
Well, yeah, you can totally do it. Like, you get LTC. That's what LTC does already. You know, kind of.
Are they? They're just making shows for like local broadcasts.
Well, yeah, that's the whole thing. Like the Llewellyn is on YouTube, but it also airs on like Channel 8 or something.
Damn.
But it's like, yeah, you could if you were like, I just want to do interviews all the time. Then it's like, yeah. But it's like. Yeah, it's kind of like, what's the point? I guess for that. I think that it gets interesting when like, first off, you need a really good interviewer, which I'm not. you know. So I wouldn't pitch it like I'll do it. Like I'm not really a good interviewer.
Yeah.
And then it's like you just need an interesting guests, which I mean it's not hard to find on a city scale. Like I'm sure you can find a lot of interesting people in Lowell,
Yeah.
but it's like it wouldn't be a popular thing. Like I think it'd be interesting to be like we're doing long form interviews like on TV.
Yeah. Yeah. The reach would definitely be the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just freaking. Because it's just local TV.
Yeah. It's like, oh, we got the town hall, and then we got the interview, and then town hall again. You know?
Dude, my local TV in Medford sucks. Like, most of it's just like pictures.
Yeah.
It's literally just pictures and
Pictures
like
of
Comic
Medford?
Sans, like art festival. Like, who cares?
That's awesome. There's some guy going
So
crazy.
silly.
in there.
How is the Falmouth local
I don't know.
television?
I haven't looked into it. I've only looked into like my school had like they had an archive of like every like like meeting or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And I love that. The vibes are so good. They play like stock like jazz music at the start as people are walking in. I did that for like the first like improv show that we put on YouTube. Where it's like that, like the white text with like jazz music playing. It's like
That was good.
that's just copying what the Falmouth like people do for every like school meeting, and you'll just see like, and those are fun to look through. It's just like a teacher just being like, "Hey, can I have some money for a field trip?" And then everyone's like, "I don't know about that."
Yeah.
You know. How's it going, Joey? You okay?
It's going. Oh, I'm fine. Look, he's an idiot.
How's Bradley?
Bradley's. I think Lucky was the only one who got hurt. Bradley's pretty good at that stuff.
Okay, because we kind of figured Bradley was dead.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured too when I got up there, and both of them were still downstairs. My thought was that even if Lucky didn't get him good, Bradley would just have a heart attack and like just fall over.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd give him a death blow.
Yeah, but Bradley was just sitting there squared up, and Lucky's just like thrashing with like blood all over his face. Because
Holy shit.
I think just what happened is Lucky, he usually doesn't catch him, but Bradley's so old he can kind of get to him now. So I think Bradley came downstairs just dumb, deaf, and blind, and had no idea Lucky was even here. And like before he knew it, Lucky was on him, and then so Bradley just stuck his claws down his throat.
Whoa.
So Lucky's like his tongue's all cut up and he's got like slick gashes on his face, but
Damn.
Oh my god.
but also Bradley like has like one claw left and it's like bad. So like
Yeah.
none of them are deep. It's all like it's
Yeah.
if you took like a pencil and just went like
Yeah.
you know. So he looks bad. Like my mom's gonna cry about it later because like the whole right side of his face is all
Aw.
red, but he's fine. He's just walking around like looking at everybody like. And Bradley's just upstairs licking
Bradley's
himself.
just unaffected.
Just from you bringing him down here for a second and him looking chill but having blood in his mouth, I was like, oh my god, he won.
Yeah.
And he looked like proud.
Yeah, he's proud that he got him because he's been trying to catch that cat for his whole life, 10 years.
Has he ever caught it?
He's never caught him once.
Really?
That was the first time.
Caught
yeah.
it live.
Yeah.
Or do you want us to keep that whole thing?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's a milestone in Lucky's life. He's a man now,
Yeah.
and fucking 80 or 100 years old in dog years.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. We might have to blur his mouth out a little bit.
No, that's good. Zoom in.
Okay.
That's like the dog version
It's
of like
dark,
beating
shit.
your dad in a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys ever beat your dad in a fight?
No, I never fought my dad.
Be my brothers in fights, but
Yeah.
yeah.
That's better, honestly. Like me and my older cousins, they always kicked the shit out of me because they were 2 years
Yeah.
older. And when you're a kid, that means all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
Dude.
2 years older means like a foot taller, way stronger. Used to beat the shit out of me. But my dad, it was in reverse. We never like got into a fight or anything. But like when I was a kid, he would always like, pick me up by my ears and like a bunch of shit like that. And so like when
That did not happen to me. You can't blaze by that.
I got witnesses, just one ear straight up off the ground all the time.
Like LBJ.
Yeah.
What are my dogs?
Yeah.
Bro.
But finally, I was like in high school, and like he was like kind of playing, but he was mad at me, and he tried to like stop me from like going out a door, and I just knocked him over. It was nice.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. My brothers are 3 and 4 years older than me. So they loved me. They loved me.
Yeah, you're just like a prop.
We all had a great time. No, I would always try and hang out with their friends, and they would be like, "Stop," and then they would like fight me, and then I'd be like, "Okay, I'll go to my room," but this isn't over.
Yeah.
Yeah. One time, I have a memory of my brother holding me against the wall by my arm and then my ankle. Yeah. Holding me like this against the wall.
Just like a skater.
Yeah. You ever fight your brother or sister?
Well, my brother's like 6 years younger than me, so
Yeah,
not
that's not a
much.
fight,
More,
that's
like
just-
more like play fighting.
Yeah.
Where sometimes he would lose his shit, where I'd just be like on top of him, and just holding all his limbs down, and he'd be like losing his shit. My parents were like, "You have to let him go." I'm like, "No, he needs to work this out." Like, you know.
Yeah.
And then
That's
I did
funny.
battle my sister though. My sister's 3 years younger than me.
Yeah.
I have battled her.
Battled her.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
sister's 3 or 4 years younger than me, and like until I hit puberty, it was the same as
Yeah,
being boys.
that's the thing. People don't talk about that. Like they act like you can't like hit your
go
sister.
ahead.
But you
Oh,
can.
oh yeah. When you're relative the same size, you can whack them.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. We have to talk about this now.
She's watching probably.
Great.
Yeah.
So
she
who
knows
wants
the
to go
damage.
first?
So, what's the? Is it 2-1? Is it what's the leaderboard?
Yeah. What's the scenario?
It's a lot of scenarios. A lot
Right.
of
I'm
hell.
saying like so just
Well, also 'cause
overall.
I mean the way
are you up?
I think so. I mean,
Yeah.
because I think the way it was I mean, maybe my memory's wrong. It seems like she was the aggressor, which is she'd follow me around all the time and be like, "Get the fuck away from me," you know.
Oh yeah.
So then I'd just fight.
Yeah. One time, me and my cousins told my sister she couldn't play with us, and she chased me around with a kitchen knife in my house.
My sister never followed me with a knife. We did a lot of just hit it. It's like I hit you last, but it was just like that.
Yeah.
And that would like lose our shit.
Yeah.
Sometimes this is like kind of evil. Sometimes when I want to piss her off, she'd just be lying down anywhere. I'd just pull her sock off really quick and run with it, and she'd lose it. Like just having one sock gone is like she could not handle it.
Yeah.
So I'd do that.
Because you're a kid, it's your socks. That's
I pulled like her arm out of her socket twice.
Ugh.
That was bad.
Brutal.
Damn.
I didn't like mean to, but
Yeah, it happened.
but I did.
Yeah, one time I hit my sister with a teacup. Her whole back was like black and
Oh my
blue.
God.
Not a like a metal kettle. Like it was like a plaything, like a doll. Because we were throwing shit at each other, but it was started with pillows, and then she hit me with like a. I was like, see that little like one rack shelf over there on the ground, like behind the camera, the brown one next to the chair.
Yeah.
She clipped me with something like that, but it wasn't bad. It was just like in my leg. But I was like, that's ridiculous. So I just hummed one at her, and of course she cried. I got in trouble.
Yeah.
Damn. Those are good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was yesterday.
Damn. Yeah. One time, my little brother, we were at my grandmother's house in Ireland, and I had this little bedroom like on the side of the house, and my little brother would always go outside and just go to the window and just like look in at what I was doing, and I was like, "Stop!" I was like, "Go away."
Yeah.
But he kept doing it. And then, like, the next day, he just kept fucking doing it. So I went on my phone and I was like, hey. It's like, yeah, the thing for tonight for Ryan? Oh, perfect. Yeah, you're going to, in the middle of the night, right? You're going to get him, right? Cool.
When was this?
This was like, I was probably like 15. So my little brother was like 8.
Whoa, that's evil.
He deserved it.
You'd be really fucked with your siblings with that much of a difference. You know?
No, you can.
Just
I don't know.
complete psychological warfare. He still
Yeah.
thinks they're coming for him.
Yeah.
Damn.
That was my favorite thing to do last year when our rooms were, it's like that, and I had a window and he had a window. So every once in a while, I was like, hi, Kieran.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't do it that much because it honestly freaked me out. Just having like, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
this is wrong to have like, I always had my blinds down, but it's just like someone's right there. Like,
I know
they see
it
me.
was like it wasn't facing, but it was like.
But it's like if you turn left, you can see
Yeah.
exactly what I'm doing, what I'm watching on my
Everything.
computer.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
girlfriend's whole neighborhood is like that.
Yeah.
Every apartment building / house is right next to each
Yeah,
other,
yeah.
and the windows just are like they're not even like off by that much. Like they're completely level, just looking into each other.
Yeah.
And her blinds are all broken because her dog keeps breaking them. So there's no option. Like I
Yeah.
can't even.
How does her dog break the blind?
He's
He just
150
jumps
pounds.
up
He
in
just
it?
stands up and touches them, and they go. Like they're not. They're
my
cheap,
God.
you know. Like
Yeah.
you put your weight on it, and it's gone.
Damn.
You can like put him down, but it's like looking at like a puzzle with like missing pieces. Like
Damn.
I love that scene in Bo is Afraid where they're doing the puzzle for their dead son.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was awesome. Damn.
Because that whole angle of like making fun of like parents with like a dead like veteran son is like something I've never seen before and never thought of. Like is cruel and terrible, but just in that movie it was
It's really
perfect.
funny.
I know.
It was so funny.
They showed the the painting, and I was like, "Ooh, like that's kind of harsh."
Yeah,
And then they did the puzzle, and I was like,
Yeah.
"This is great."
They give the daughter's room up, but not his. Yeah, it was just funny too. That the daughter like didn't give a shit. Like she probably didn't care about her brother that much.
I don't.
Or it's like she was so like cold to it, where like her parents pushed it so much that she was like, yeah, you know what I mean.
I don't know what.
I don't know if she didn't care about her brother, but it was that thing of like her parents like totally cared about her brother way more than her.
Yeah.
Right.
Where she was so like fuck everything.
Well,
Yeah.
put yourself in her shoes.
I know she was right.
Yeah, she did a terrible
Fuck
life.
this
But it's
puzzle.
like whoa,
Yeah.
and throwing the paint,
Yeah, that was awesome.
eating it. I do that shit too.
Yeah. Somebody did that in 3rd grade. We were doing like an art thing because the power was out. It wasn't even like art class. We were just painting, and somebody, as a joke, took like a sip out of their dirty paint cup, like that you like wash
water?
your brush out in. Yeah, just the water
Yeah.
with like paint in it. And the teacher told him to his face he was about to die, and he just like the look on it. He didn't even cry. He just like complete derealization, like just looking off into the distance. It was like, "Are you okay? Like, should we?" She was like, "Yeah, I'll get the." The teacher was like, "Yeah, I'll get the nurse." Like, as in, like, not really.
Yeah.
She just told him he was gonna die.
Get a body bag. That's like you should get fired for that. That's fuck. That's like
Yeah.
evil.
Yeah, kids are terrible though. We ruined that teacher. We ruined so many teachers.
Especially kindergarten kids. I knew kids in my class who would like staple their fingers and be like, "Look, I stapled my finger." You're like, why?
That's awesome.
Why would you do that?
We were more of like touching our eyes and picking our nose type people. I didn't see anybody get stapled.
Yeah, people were chill. I just remember thinking I was way smarter than everyone in kindergarten. It's like where it started.
You're just exactly the same in kindergarten.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes.
You're like, I know,
Because
I know where this goes.
Because I walked in there and she was like, "Everyone write your name on your folder," and her kid's name started with C, wrote it backwards, and I was like, "Dude, you're fucked. Like, that's your own name, dude."
Yeah, you like look at that. This is the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Like-
And I mean, I don't think that kid made anything of himself.
Probably not. Can't fucking spell.
Because I went in there, I was like, I can write my name, mom, dad, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My sister's name. I'm like, I got this.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Damn.
Also, I didn't go to preschool, too.
Wow.
right. Is that a leg up, or does it ruin you to be
I think
introduced
it's
to the public?
I think it's ruined me. I think.
You think you would have stayed ahead if you were homeschooled?
What do you mean stay ahead? In terms of what?
Like, but back then you were relatively smarter than everybody. Do you think that would have kept if you had not gone to public school?
I don't think it would have made me any less smart. I think it probably would have just made me better, like socially, I guess. I think I've been fine socially, but I think there's always like a gap. I used to be shyer too.
You'd be better socially if you did not go to
If
school?
I went to preschool.
Oh,
'Cause I-
preschool.
'cause
I was talking about.
didn't.
Okay, word. Oh, you feel like it started there.
Yeah, probably. There's probably something to that.
Hmm.
You know, like you don't like I go to kindergarten like first day, and then some people already know each other. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
that is not fair.
yeah, that feeling stays with
Yeah,
you
right.
definitely.
Yeah,
Mm.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of like reactions you have to things just like stick like that when you're that little.
yeah.
Yeah, I used to get like nervous for like before like the school year started. I would like, I would get nervous like before school too.
Yeah.
It's hard to remember.
I mean, I was straight up like crying like in the summer before. I was like, I can't go to school. Like I can't do it.
It's hard.
And then I had like, remember how they have like you meet the teacher before school?
Yeah.
Like I remember I had that meeting and I was like, she's nice, but I was like, I don't want to go.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, that was so smart because that
Yeah.
would kind of work. Like,
Yeah.
like letting me see the classroom I was going to be in and stuff.
Yeah,
Really
yeah,
did.
yeah.
Help.
It's like I see the classroom. She's like, look, we have all this stuff here. I'm like, it's nice, but like, I don't want to fucking go.
Yeah, I don't think I ever got over that impulse though of like, fuck school. I don't want to go. Like, ooh, like it's still there.
No, yeah, that's valid. Fuck education.
Yeah, I mean, I used to be like really good at it though.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'll go. I'm like, I got this in the bag. You know.
I acted like I did, but I didn't. Like, cause all my friends were like that. Where like they didn't have to study and they just like, not that everything was easy, but they were just like kind of ahead of the curve. Like they would just like hear something in class and they would know like how to apply that to the test. And that was just like never me, probably because I wasn't paying attention in the first place. And so like I would just hang out with people who would like get like A's and B's like skating by, and then like I would skate by, and like my parents would like get a call. They'd be like, fuck, shit, dude.
I've still like never figured out how to study. Like,
Why would you need to study?
I don't know. Like I feel like I've always thought people were just lying, like, especially in high school. People are like, I'm gonna study. I'm like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I never figured it out because I was always good in school, so I never had to figure it out. Sometimes in college, I'm like, I wish I could figure it out, but I don't know.
I don't know. The way I think about studying,
I made flashcards. It's nothing.
Yeah. Right.
Doesn't help.
There is something about studying that's just wrong and stupid and doesn't work.
Yeah, because it's like I can't force myself to be engaged with something.
Right, and that's
like
how you learn about things, is that you just engage with them for long enough time. But in order to engage in something, there needs to be like a hook, like a way in.
Yeah.
And like flashcards sure could be that for somebody, but there's something about like bland like repetition for like a abstract goal that just like doesn't. I get that like now, like somebody will be like, oh, to learn about this thing, you should watch this, this, and this, and I'm like, I watch things just for fun, but now that it's like force, like now that I have to, like even if I do watch it, because I will make myself do those things, there's just something about it that just goes right over my head, like it just doesn't stay.
Yeah, and it's like writing does help you learn stuff, but it's like it does, but it's also, if it's really engaging, that'll help you learn more than if you don't, like even if you don't write it. Like, the best like history class I ever had was like, we would walk in, the teacher had all these notes on the board. He's like, write those down like now. So you write that down before class, and then you wouldn't write again, and he just like go on. And I remember like a bunch of that shit because he was crazy. Like he started like the Battle of Trenton, and he like jumped on a table. He's like, and he fucking went behind him and got him. I'm like, yo, you know, that shit was crazy. Remember when they did that shit?
Mine, I had okay history teacher.
You know the picture of Washington on the boat. That's the Battle of Trenton.
Oh, word.
Because Princeton and Trenton, nearby, in New York, and they took camp at Princeton. They killed all the British guys, but then they left a few guys there to keep like the flames going, so they could see them across the river. So Trenton was like, "Oh, Princeton's fine, everything's good." So they were like, "Nothing's coming out, like nothing's coming at us at all." And then in the middle of the night, they sailed over, and then they fucking got all the guys at Trenton. Surprise attack. It was awesome. I mean, he wasn't like that actually. They were probably like, let's be quiet. But the teacher really jumped on the desk. He's like, they fucking snuck out. He didn't swear, but he was like hype.
Damn. I always think, I don't know. Well, I mean, I'm looking at jobs now, and substitute teachers, they make some money.
What?
I would fucking love to have Kieran as a substitute teacher.
Yeah. It's definitely not...
He's like doing his lesson plan in ChatGPT.
It's definitely not off the table right now.
I told Kieran this, but I went to the stand-up show.
Oh, how was it? Weird. All right.
But the first thing it was roast battle and then comic, roast battle, comic. The first like roast battle, it was a guy and a girl, and the girl was a teacher. And the guy was like, he's like, she's a substitute teacher. And he's like, that means she has to speed run molesting kids. And it's like, holy shit. He's like, that was like the first. It was like, whoa, and I was like, okay, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And then he just kept saying like molesting kids every
Oh,
time,
yeah.
and people were like, no.
Yeah.
And then during other people's sets, so, like everyone's probably like, yeah, remember that guy saying molest kids? And then he was still there. He's like, tell more molesting jokes, and it was like, whoa, this is going off the rails.
That's a bummer.
What did he do? Was he or what? Like
I don't know, nothing. He was just
a
he
comedian?
worked at like a vegan restaurant.
dude,
He didn't
that's
do anything.
Yeah, he's molesting adults.
Yeah,
for real.
yeah, but it's like holy shit.
Damn.
There wasn't that many good roasts. There was one good one where a guy. It was the last one that they did where a guy was like, I'm gonna roast. He's like, I'm gonna do one about his dad because his dad was dead, and he's like, you saw your dad die in front of you while you're hiking because he fell off a cliff, and he's like, if you've ever been locked in conversation with this guy, you jump off a fucking cliff too, and I was like, whoa, that's good.
Yeah,
The audience probably loved that.
Yeah, it was
Did
pretty
they?
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comedy heals all.
Yeah, and then the host left halfway through, and before she left, she said, "You guys got like a stick up your ass to everyone." It's like it's not a good show. Maybe
Yeah. How many like people were there?
good turnout. People kind of trickled out
Yeah.
throughout, and there was one kid who was there who was like a student that performed. He was the worst, like just horrible. But he had a bunch of friends that were like laughing, but it's like he was just like, "What if you put like your penis in your car and turn it on?" And it was like, "Is that what?"
That's
Yeah.
good. That's good comedy.
Yeah,
something there.
yeah,
It has legs.
yeah.
Damn.
His veins.
So silly.
Yeah.
Damn.
Foxhall.
What about it?
That was where it was. Maybe.
No, Maloney. It's you crossing.
Oh. Word. Yeah. Yeah. Telling jokes is hard. Being good at stuff is hard.
Yeah.
Have you ever done stand up, Joey?
No.
Why not?
Definitely not. I've never even like I've been to a couple like theater shows. I've never really I've been to Sean's first open mic that was also Maloney.
Yeah.
I've never like been a part of like an open mic scene like that.
Valid.
Yeah.
When are you gonna do it, Kieran? When are you do? Fuck
I'm
jobs. Kieran's going on a stand-up route.
Dude. No.
Dude, you got material.
If someone came up to me and was like, I'm going to give you a full-time job, but you're just going to be doing stand-up comedy the whole time, I'd be like, yeah, all right.
That's not how it
let's
works,
talk.
Kieran.
That is how it works.
No.
But-
You're doing stand-up comedy the whole time, 9 to 5. You can't
Yeah.
stop.
8 hours.
Well, what's wrong with that? It's either that or the substitute teacher.
No, you can
Those
do
are the
substitute
only
teacher
options.
and comedy at the same time. You do it at night.
Or I could just do it at the same time
No.
in class.
Oh yeah, you do your material
Guys,
first for the
your
students.
teacher gave me some homework, but fuck that.
Yeah,
It could be done.
yeah.
Damn.
You have a substitute. That means your teacher's like sick, right?
Yeah.
Or they just didn't want to go, I guess.
Yeah.
So you can have a permanent substitute.
Hmm.
I like those memes of like English teachers when they have to teach instead of getting pregnant for half the year.
Yeah.
That's like that's so funny that's happened to that many people.
Right. Yeah.
Has that happened to you guys?
Oh yeah.
Kieran?
Plenty of times.
Right?
Yeah. So many teachers that were just chronically pregnant.
Yeah.
There's a
Which
teacher.
is awesome. That's like the best. thing
What
to
is
do.
the deal with that? There was a teacher in my school
What's
who
the
is
deal with pregnancy?
no, there's I forget what her name was, but there was this teacher. She like dyed her hair red. Everyone loved her. She
Yeah.
like wore glasses. She was like the cool teacher. She was like, guys, I'm pregnant, but I'll be back.
Yeah.
And she just never came back.
Yeah. Right,
Just
like
left.
once, like they're in and out while they're having kids, and then once they're like done having kids, they just quit.
Yeah. That's like the only way they can get the system though. You know,
Yeah.
it's like they
It
can
is.
like get paid for not working for a while, but then it's also like summer comes, it's like you gotta start bartending again. It's
You know
like,
what's
fuck.
funny? Tim, I was one of those babies one time too.
Really?
Because my mom was a teacher.
And she's like, guys, I gotta stop going to
She was
school.
like-
I gotta give birth in here.
Facts.
Yeah.
Damn. Were you guys not teacher babies?
No, it wasn't a fucking teacher
Karate
baby.
teacher, I guess.
It's a teacher's like assistant volunteer baby. Show up in class. But she wasn't doing that before me. She wasn't just doing that when she didn't have kids.
Mm.
You know, when she had me when she was 25. She wasn't like 22. I'm gonna go volunteer at school. You know, like.
Yeah. Damn.
You know,
You like being the oldest?
I mean, I don't know anything else.
That's pretty real. But I mean, it is a position of power.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't like really try to exploit it.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you guys agree with these generalizations? The oldest is the most like on top of shit, but they're the most fucked up because they were the speed like the test run. The middle is like fucked up in like in ways that other people won't. Like as the oldest, at least like you're fucked up in ways where you can be like, my dad picked me up by my ears or whatever. But when you're the middle one, you're just fucked up because like you're not the oldest and people don't give a shit about you.
Yeah.
And then you're the youngest and you're fucked up because you're spoiled and people just like treat you differently all the time because you were like the last one.
Yeah. I'd say maybe generally. I think not totally, of course, you know, because people.
Yeah.
But yeah, generally, probably.
Everyone's got their own. I was thinking about being the youngest sibling earlier. I forget why. Maybe about my sister. I don't know. I haven't talked to her in a while.
But here it's like you're the oldest sibling.
Hmm?
You know what I mean?
True. You're the youngest?
Yeah.
You're the middle?
Of course.
Yeah.
That tracks.
You're just trying to say you're the wisest fucking guy here.
I don't think it makes you wise. I
fucking
think it
guy.
makes you like
You're not the wisest here.
I don't think we have the grounds for that trait in any of us.
No, but
I think we're a lot of things, but wise
anyone,
is not.
anyone could be the wisest of a group. That doesn't mean you're wise.
Okay.
Who's the wisest?
But
of
like,
the
what's
group?
like some wisdom? Like, spew some Confucius at me. Like, I feel like Kieran's the wisest, because Kieran speaks in proverbs sometimes.
That's
Yeah.
just because I prepare.
Yeah, but like if like you're like having like a half conversation with Kieran, you're doing something else. Sometimes he'll just like drop something and you just walk away, and then later that day you're just like, I'm gonna keep that. You know, that's like I feel like that makes him wise. You know.
That's awesome.
Sure.
I mean, I thought Joey was the wise one.
Yeah, because he's so goddamn old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like turtle wise. I've just been around.
Yeah.
It's a good way to describe it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like with, I don't know. I mean, just in general, like, if you have, like, a few siblings, and it's like, yeah, the first one born is probably going to influence what the rest of the fucking ones do in some way. Or, like, I don't know. Right?
Sure. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wait, so you're the youngest, you're middle?
I'm the oldest.
You're the oldest?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, damn.
But like
Two oldest.
like grew
middle.
up like I saw my cousins at least 2 or 3 times a week, so they'll like, you
Yeah,
can call
I
them,
had older
like-
cousins I grew up with,
right.
but it kind of like stopped like at some point.
Mm.
Like after I was like 7, shit kind of stopped, which is also like when I remember shit more. So I don't remember as much, but like all like photos of me when I was a kid, I was like with my older cousins who were like a couple years older than me. You know.
Damn.
Right, yeah. I was like, I think they might be like 4 years older than me or something. Maybe like 4 and 5.
Damn.
Cousins are cool.
Yeah.
Cousins are cool.
Do you think babies can even like understand what a cousin is?
No.
Right? It's just like, oh, a person.
Yeah.
I know them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you get like cousins who are like siblings are ones that like they're together and they like form a united front against the parents. Like that's like because like, you know, you're not siblings, but like you have the common enemy.
Yeah.
Like your mom and your aunt are going to conspire against you. They want you to go home at a certain time. They're going to make you eat shit you don't want to eat. They don't want you to play video games. Like, you're brothers now. Like, this is your war.
Damn. That was inspiring.
Sounds like wisdom.
That's me.
I'll keep that.
Keep it for later.
Damn.
Yeah. I feel bad for only kids.
I know.
And because
Psychos.
like even like when you hear an only child try to be like, actually it's cool because, and they're always like, more Christmas presents for me. It's like, that's the saddest shit I've ever heard.
That's the only thing. They're like, yeah, well, life was pretty good. It's like, no, it wasn't.
I got pampered a little bit, which I couldn't even understand because I have nothing to relate it to. Like, seems very sad.
Yeah.
You're just sitting around a baby, around people who are always like smarter and older than you.
Just a baby chilling around.
Giants.
For real. Hanging out with people that are like 30 years older than you. Yeah. Get real, dude.
You can't even like imagine living a whole year. It's so far away. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Yeah, so we were both only children for like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, for 3 years. I don't remember though.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I do remember when my sister was born.
I don't. I mean, I know about it. I know it's hyped.
Yeah.
Are you hyped?
Yes. Yeah, I was pretty hyped.
Cause like it's like you'll be talking about your sibling like with their name and shit before they're even born.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're coming. It's like
really weird. Yeah, that was cool. I was really excited.
And it's like they're born, and it's like the kids like already know them. It's like you don't know them. They weren't alive.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird.
Yeah. I remember my sister watched me the night she was born. She came over.
Yeah.
And then the next morning, I came here when they were like, I don't know, hanging out with her at home and stuff, just trying to get her like acclimated.
Yeah.
I was hanging out with my cousin Zach, and my mom asked me what the baby's name should be. And I was like, this is going to be so funny. Watch, I'm going to say every bad word I know. And I was like, oh, her name should be Shut Up, Dumb, Idiot, Butt Face. And mom was so upset.
Damn.
I remember when my brother was born, because I was like 6.
Yeah.
My sister was like 3, and my mom like went into labor on the stairs. She's like locked.
At the hospital?
No, in our house. Like,
oh my
so
god.
She gripped like the railing, and she couldn't like let go.
Oh my god.
So I like looked at my sister like we gotta go. we ran and hid behind like the couch. Something to happen. Like EMTs came in and shit. We're just like they just look over and hiding the couch.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The first time I ever
That's
saw my
funny.
sister, she was wearing like a little baby hat, and I didn't understand. Sure.
Wrapped around.
Yeah, well, it was just like a little. It looked like a
a
yarmulke.
baby
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Babies got lots of hats.
Yeah, there's a lot of hats you can put on a baby. But my grandma, well, like I'd never seen her not with the hat, and I was young and stupid. My grandma was like, take it off, and the way and like the voice she used, like because my grandma's like always like not my sister, but my grandma, she's always kind of like she's always fucking with me a little bit, like but so. Like the way she said it made me feel like if I took the hat off, like it would hurt her. Like the hat was like part of her, and she was like,
Joey.
"Take the hat off," and I just like started crying. I was like, "No, I don't wanna." And then somebody just took the hat off, and I was like, "Oh, I'm stupid. I'm 4 years old. Fuck. When will this end?"
Damn. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn.
It is fucked up getting a sibling when you're like 3 though, because it's like, yo, where's my mom?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like in the hospital, buddy. It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
You gotta be kidding me.
Damn. I remember when my mom was like, hey, you're gonna have a little brother, and I was like, no. I was like, we have a dog. We don't need.
Yeah, you're like, can we get another dog?
Yeah, I was like, what if the dog fights the baby? That could happen. So don't get a baby.
Yeah, you're whispering your dog's ear like, kill the baby.
Kill. Yeah, but she did it anyways. And now my little brother exists.
You don't sound excited. You don't sound excited.
I mean, I don't know. He's a person. I like him. I'm excited.
Oh yeah, turn on emotion.
Yes.
I'm excited.
I love him or whatever. I mean, he owes me money.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. Children suck.
Why?
No, they're right.
I don't know.
You can't say I don't know. Elaborate, Karen. What do you hate about them? That they're not dogs.
No, they're fine. I don't mind children. It's just, I don't know. Like I was a counselor at this summer camp for kids that were like 7 to like 14 or something. And like, I don't know.
And how old were you?
I was like 17 or 18. And it was pretty easy to deal with them because they were just like, I don't know. It's like snack time, guys. I don't know.
Did you say snack time or just snack?
Probably snack time.
Yeah, 'cause I love snack. Saying it like lunch.
Snack.
Yeah, like that's so
Everyone's
funny.
just like, oh. Yeah. Yeah. It was also just weird though to like be 17 with a group of other 17-year-olds and just being tasked with watching like 20 like 10-year-olds. Just like make them do stuff.
That's like some evolution shit though. You know, it's like embedded in you. Like watch over the children while we don't get food.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's literal like watch over the children while we don't get resources. We don't work.
Yeah. I think that's like a thing that's like missing in my life is that I don't have things to do that are like in my bones. You know, like I have no like child to protect. I have no like shelter to reinforce. Like I'm just like going to work.
Yeah, there's no like you can't tell when you're doing better. Like there's no like, oh, I did something good.
Yeah.
Yeah, kids are good for that because like you give kid food, they're excited. So shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I've thought about this before. Like, there's no after my brother. It's like there's no kids that I know anymore.
Right.
And it's like I can't just be like, hey, I want to meet a kid.
I know.
I just need to wait for my friends to have kids and I can know those kids.
Right.
Right.
But it's like until then, it's like I don't know any fucking kids, and it's just sad.
Yeah, you're just out of the
I
loop.
know. It is weird.
I mean, you know
like,
Jake. He tells you about Bluey and shit.
Yeah,
That's true.
Jason talks with him. He knows. Yeah, if I didn't know that, I wouldn't have known Bluey. And that's the thing. It's like I wish I could meet a kid now because they'd be like, "Yo, you watch Bluey," and then they'd be like, they'd like me. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that's like the secret.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be terrible if I was like a kindergarten teacher or something. Be like, you guys know Blue's Clues, and I'd show them. They'd be like, "Why does Bluey look like that?"
Why is there no accent?
Yeah.
Bluey can't talk anymore. Yeah. Kids.
Being a person.
I always yeah. Like I always see like girls I follow on Instagram posting like pictures of them with like their little cousin and their little cousin's like a baby, like 1 or 3 or something. And I'm just like, damn, like I don't know anyone that age. Like
I know. I mean, now I have like a second cousin who's like that age, but I don't know him like that.
you ever hold them?
No.
Damn.
So, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know him like that.
Well, that's another problem. Even if you did know a fucking 2-year-old, it's like, what excuse are you gonna use to hang out? Like, hey, want to go pick up some diapers? Like,
yeah.
Go run.
That's the thing too with kids. It's like they're like very one-on-one. You know.
Yeah.
So it's like if you babysit a kid, it's like it's just you and me, bro. Like you know.
You show a kid to a group and the kid just folds. He's like, you know.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's what's cool about them, though.
Right.
You know? You just tell a kid something, they might be like, yes.
Yeah.
You know?
Damn.
Yeah, just rot their brains.
Yeah. And then, you know, Joe Biden, he's a zombie. And they'd be like, what?
They had with that meme of Joe Biden with the glowing red eyes. They have that on his campaign website for 2024. Yeah.
Oh my god,
that's crazy.
Dark Brandon, I think
Yeah.
is the meme.
I almost can't imagine that kids know who Joe Biden is. I know that's crazy to say,
No, it's not.
But it might not be because I didn't know who George W. Bush was.
What?
Yeah.
I never knew who he was.
I guess I didn't either. The first time I was aware of the presidents was our class election between John McCain and Obama. That was my first.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like that happened, and I was like, oh sweet, Obama's winning. But I never thought to think, wait, what happened before this?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
No, yeah.
I was like, okay, Washington, Lincoln, Kennedy, Obama. That's the order of presidents.
Yeah.
Right.
My
And there's
first
something in there.
like inkling of Bush in my life was like history of like, you know, like in the news they'd be like, you know, this many years since like Hurricane Katrina,
Yeah.
like George Bush did a bad job, and that was like all I knew.
I don't think
about
I
him.
honestly knew George Bush was president until I was like 13 or something. Or maybe 12. I don't know. But yeah, it was like, I was like in kindergarten when they're like, Obama's been elected. It's like,
Yeah.
sweet. That's
No
cool.
way. I was in like 6th grade.
You were not in 2008?
Oh yeah, I was 9 years old.
I think you're talking about the 2012.
No. What I'm talking about actually is there was a Scholastic magazine where they talked about how Osama bin Laden was killed, and it had a picture of Obama doing like a thumbs up.
Yeah.
And that was my memory that I was like, I was in Mrs. Ferguson's class. It was 6th grade. I remember this picture of Obama, but it was when Osama bin Laden died.
Trump became president in like 7th grade for me. I think maybe 8th grade, but we talked about it in 7th grade because he was running.
That's crazy.
And
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Damn.
Wow. Yeah, I remember when he won. I was like, in my parents' room. We were just like up late looking at that. Like, you see that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I was kind of like, whoa, but I was like 14, so I was pretty apathetic. I don't really
Yeah.
care. You know, it's like, oh no, it's bad.
Yeah. But yeah, that Joe Biden thing. What the fuck? I saw a video posted by like CBC, and it was like Biden puts in his bid for re-election, and it was posted a day ago, and it had like 50,000 views. Nobody cares.
Is he still is he back, or is he still in Ireland?
I assume he's back.
I saw a bunch of videos of him in Ireland,
Yeah.
and he was just having a good time. And they showed him like, here's like this piece of like land that was from like your people, and he's just like, whoa. And it was like kind of the most endearing thing I've seen of him.
That's cool. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
Damn. But like, yeah, what the fuck? He's
Who cares?
and he's yeah. So it's like it's either him or Trump, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, I guess before it was him or like DeSantis, but that's not happening.
No.
'Cause he's lame, and he wears high heels. So Trump's got a lot.
DeSantis?
Yeah, so Trump has a lot of, or he wears like thick heels that make him
Platform,
like
yeah.
3 inch taller. Like, so Trump's got enough ammo to make him not be electable.
Yeah, and Trump
know.
getting indicted gave him all the funding he needed to just swamp everybody else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now he just has to go to the debate and beat Biden's ass verbally, which he can probably
He's
do.
very Irish.
But it's just, dude, it's so silly.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, we're all gonna.
I remember when the Hillary Trump like election. Remember when everyone was like, "Oh, Hillary's gonna die." Remember that?
No.
When she had that one like
Oh,
thing, and
yeah.
she went like
Yep.
like that. So it was like, oh my god, she has like maggots in her brain. She's gonna die.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, she might.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, they had like a terrible like crisis management like
Yeah, 'cause-
tactic for her campaign, because every time something like that would happen, the answer was never anything plausible. It was just like, everything is actually fine.
Yeah.
Like that was the response to everything. It was
yeah,
like,
because she just wouldn't listen to. It seemed like her thing was just very out of touch.
yeah.
To where it's very like not real. Like,
Kamala?
what the kids want. No, Hillary.
Oh.
So the kids want someone real.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? That's why kids love Bernie. Because he's just like, I don't know. Like, like,
Dude,
we need to change stuff. And he says that, and the kids are like, yeah, bro, he's being real. Because I mean, for the most part, he's being real. He's more real than like, it's not as planned, and like, he's not like, I don't want to offend those people like that, you know. Where Hillary's like, I don't know, if I say something about that might mess with my numbers, so I won't say anything. I won't mention that I just had a half seizure, like, you know. and then but Trump will be like, Hillary, she's got a lot of issues in her head. She got a fucked up head. She can't even stand anymore. They say. Hillary.
I know.
They don't say that.
And he really did. Like, that campaign, looking back, was so insane. Like, when he brought Bill Clinton's rape accusers to the third debate and put them in the front row, like, that is the most gangster shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Like,
That's crazy.
I mean, it's crazy too. I mean, also just being like 14, I was like, dude, I can't help but like admire the level of roasts that are going on.
yeah.
Like at the like Republican debates, and then at the final ones, like there's so many. I'll never forget.
Right,
You know?
like the most
because
insane.
you'd be in jail. Like,
Yeah.
I'll never forget. Who can forget that?
Like, the most insane thing anyone ever did who didn't want him to be president was pretend that he isn't hilarious. Because then it just
Yeah.
makes you laugh harder when someone next to you is like,
I know.
stop that. Like, it's just like when he called Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas, dude,
Yeah, he kept doing it.
cackled for weeks.
Dude, even the oh my god.
What?
No, just the people, like, I remember that just the people asking the questions were like, please, like, guys, settle down.
Yeah.
This is the debate.
Yeah.
The people in the audience were like,
But
oh.
then sometimes they'd let Trump go because it'd be like ratings. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta let him go a couple times for the clips, and then you try to shut it down.
Yeah.
But he already had it in the bag at that point.
Yeah.
And in that same debate where there was the girls in the crowd, it was like a very like real feeling moment where one of the, because that was the one with Ken Bone and everything.
Yeah.
But
Everybody loved him.
But there was another guy who stood up and he was like, could you please just say at least one nice thing about each other? And that felt like the only part of the campaign where all of America was on the same page, where we were just like this has been fun and like revealing and interesting to talk about at work and at school and whatever, but this is terrible and we're all gonna die.
That was the crazy thing too, because Trump won that question too.
Yeah.
Remember?
Oh yeah.
What did he say?
Well, just Hillary was like, he's a good father.
But she did. But she kind of backed up.
Yeah.
She was like, she started with he's a good father, but then she was like, I don't agree with how he acts, but his kids turned out fine. Was her answer.
And then he said like she was like a good businesswoman or something, right?
He
What
said
did
she's
say?
very like driven.
Yeah,
and that like this campaign couldn't have been like going the way it's going for her if not for her like tenacity or something. Like it was like genuinely
holy
like,
shit.
read as like a compliment.
Yeah, because it was like her was like, I'm gonna say nothing about any of your actual like skills, like in terms of like a politician or a public figure.
Yeah.
It's like holy shit, and that made him look way more likable. You know what I mean? Because it's also, I mean, it's like misogyny. It's easy to make a woman look like a bitch on TV. You know?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I know. They could
If
have
a girl
said.
fucked up, it's like shut up, bitch. But Trump fucked up, it's like it's right. That's America, you know.
I know. Hillary should have just been like, he's not that ugly right now.
Oh yeah, that
That would have turned the tides.
Yeah.
Dude, what if just mid debate Hillary's like, fuck the script. Like,
Yeah.
I'm done with you.
Yeah.
Just could have changed everything.
Yeah. I mean, my mom just voted for Trump because she was like, I don't want a rapist in office. And I'm like, Mom, you got something coming. Like,
Yeah.
you might not be so sure about that one.
Yeah.
It's like
Damn.
Bill Clinton, 20 flights, Trump, 15. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. No good.
She was talking about Joe Biden.
And she was talking about Bill Clinton because he would have been living there.
Right.
It would be funny to see what the first gentleman would do. Probably nothing.
Probably nothing.
You know?
Golf.
Yeah, golf. People would cheer. They showed up. Because the people love Bill Clinton. That's the thing.
Oh yeah.
I think they still do too.
Yeah. I see photos of him all the time.
He's just likable. I mean, he's like an evil guy, but he's good at being likable.
He's an everyman, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You almost have Bill Clinton vibes in a good way.
Yeah, as long as you like he's so good at just like smiling and paying one-on-one attention to people.
Yeah,
and it
which is, like,
seems
all
like
it
such
takes.
an easy thing to do.
But not for politicians.
No.
There's so much you have to like keep track of, you know?
Yeah.
Where it's like he just did a good job of focusing his math there. Where it's like that's the whole thing of like, you've seen that debate with him and like Bush, where like Bush looked at his watch like 5 times, and then but then Bush, and they have like 3 chairs. It was Bush, Clinton, and Perot, I think, or yeah, and they were all like sitting on stools in the center, and the crowd's all around them. And Bush would kept looking at his watch, but then Clinton would walk up and walk like right in front of the person that was asking him the question.
Yep.
I feel your pain. Shit like that. So people are like, fuck Bush. You're not getting elected again. You pussy. Which, I mean, fuck Bush. You know, he's lame.
Yeah.
Do not mess with Vietnam. I just think about Dana Carvey's impression of Bush, of Papa Bush. You know,
Papa
Big
Bush.
it's a lame guy. He killed Kennedy. He tried to kill Reagan.
Goddamn.
I say this probably every week on this podcast, but I'm kind of still looking forward to the campaign.
Yeah.
Just something to get me to think about stuff. I don't know. Something to pay attention to. I can't get into sports. It's my whole life, dude.
You've tried? I've never tried, but I just thought about it.
I like romanticizing sports. I like going to games. I like looking at the history of a player's career. I like, sitting around with people who care about sports and like getting excited with them. But just to sit down with a game and watch the thing go back and forth, it's
just like one-on-one.
Yeah, just if you just put me in front of a basketball game, I'll look at the wall.
Yeah.
But just naturally, not fuck bad, I don't know. Cuz I love sports, but in the word sports, I can't spend time with it.
Yeah.
And then so there's movies, which are great, but
you like sports movies?
Yeah. Because that follows the characters.
Yeah.
It follows the players. And but watching sports, it follows it is that sometimes, but
Yeah.
it's not enough. It's a lot of other
Yeah.
stuff too.
You guys ever see Remember the Titans?
No,
Yeah, great movie.
I haven't.
We watched that all the
Damn.
time in school.
Yeah.
So good.
So good. Matt, add that to your watch list.
Okay.
Yeah, genuinely super
Yeah.
good. Shane Gillis has a great joke.
Yeah.
Remember the Titans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
It's a
generations
gr-
of don't put them in our schools, and then all of a sudden be like, wait, the high school football team is up 4-0, dude. Those are my brothers.
Oh
It's
my
on
God.
my Disney Plus watch list. It's on Disney Plus.
It is?
Yep.
Yeah, it's
It's a Disney movie.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, Disney used to just make movies.
Yeah, then they stopped. Yeah, they made Tron.
Really?
Yeah, Tron's a Disney movie.
That's
But
so
it did badly, so it
weird.
took them 30 years to make another one. I'll see if it takes them another 30. The next one.
Damn.
Those are the best type of sequels. When it takes them 30 years to be like, no, it has relevance now. And it doesn't.
Yeah, like Blade Runner.
Yeah.
They're doing a show, though, and I guess Ryan Gosling's coming back. But it's
For Blade Runner?
yeah, it's an Amazon show, limited series.
Do you think it's going to be like an anthology? I think that'd be the best way
No,
to do
it's
it, right?
2099. It's 50 years in the future.
He can't be in it then, right?
He's a robot. Why would he die? Well, I guess he did die at the end of the last one, but
Yeah.
his model could be like how Arnold Schwarzenegger T-800 type shit. I don't know.
guess.
I don't think he's gonna be the star. I think he's gonna cameo.
Yeah.
And the guy that's doing it, it's like Ridley and the writer for 2049 are executive producing, which means they're not doing anything.
Yeah.
And the people who are show running it and stuff are the people from I think it's Man in a High Castle is one of their shows. Handmaid's Tale, I'm not confident in saying that's one of their shows. And then there's another one that was kind of bad. There's definitely Man in the High Castle is one of their credits, which I heard is pretty okay. So vaguely interested. It's a lot to live up to, but I did kind of feel when 2049 came out and didn't do too well, that it was kind of meant for Alien 2, because the guy who did that FX show is doing an Alien series at, I want to say Hulu. That stuff is those old stories, Terminator, Predator, Alien, Blade Runner, those are great options to make TV series and limited series out of in this environment where you don't know if they're going to do that well at the box office. So I'm excited for the Alien and the Blade Runner series. I'll say that, but I don't know if they'll be great.
Yeah. I mean, it would be cool to make an anthology Blade Runner show. It's just, I feel like it's probably going to be most shows now where it's we have 8 episodes, see you in 2 or 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
Which sucks. Give us more shows.
Yeah.
Like the Willow show, which I liked, which is crazy that they made that. I don't know why they did, but I'm glad they did. Because like Willow has no relevance.
What is Willow?
It's a 1988 movie that's like fantasy. It's made by George Lucas.
Oh.
But it's directed by Ron Howard.
Word.
Cool. So it's like Star Wars 2, kind of. It's got Val Kilmer in it.
Nice.
And it's like fun. But then they made a show that's like a sequel to it, and the show's really good. But but now it's like maybe the show will come back in 2 years. It's like, oh fuck, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's just the vibe where everything is good and it also sucks.
Yeah, nothing's great. Everything's just like fine.
And is that because there's so much of it? Is that because we suck? I don't know.
It ain't my fault.
It
It must be their fault. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I've been thinking about getting I don't know. I'm either going to open like a part-time like bar school.
What?
Or I'm going to go into construction. That's next for me.
Elaborate on bar school.
My buddy owns a bubble tea shop that isn't open on the weekdays. And so I would do make like a little bar in there and like train people on, because I did bar school and it landed me my job, but it was like most bar school is like framed as like a mixology class, meaning that like you get conceptually introduced to like the culture of alcoholism, you know? But that when like you work, it like you're behind because you're like, I understand like what goes with what, but like I can't do it. And so I might take some more days out of my work schedule and just work weekends and do like basically like small like 4 to 7 people classes, like teaching them like really how to like make drinks and stuff, where it's like the aim of the class wouldn't be to make you like a tier 1 mixologist, but it would be that you can make the basics in every direction like perfectly, so that when you start working, like you have a foundation to add on to, and hopefully that would work. And then I have all this like video experience, so I'd kind of work in like what I got from my bar school, like what they actually handed me at the end of it was I have this binder like full of useful information that I would never look at again because it's all on the internet. And then they gave me a little laminated card that was like just like white, like black text over white. And so like what I would do as like a deliverable like thing that you can take out in the world is like give people like a little like video package that they could show like potential employers. Be like, I've never worked at a bar, but I have this service experience, and like look at this little montage of like the skills I learned and stuff. It's 30 seconds. It's on my Instagram in the little bubble. Hire me or not.
Yeah.
And I can make some decent money, I think, doing that, because bar school in general is like, it's not priced like education. It's priced like a weekend getaway, you know.
Yeah.
And
certification.
Right. Exactly. So I could maybe, I don't know, because I might be moving to Boston and I'm all worried about money for that. I don't want to like start hemorrhaging my savings just to like sit in an apartment with my friends for a year. So I might start that as like a second, third gig, and I don't know.
You're crazy.
I'm just
It is crazy.
I'm just doing shit.
Do you have plans to move to Boston?
Yeah, in September.
Damn. Where are you moving in Boston?
Brookline, probably.
Do you have an apartment?
We're looking. I didn't respond. They're like my roommates are like they're getting on me like you know, the apartments are going away. I'm like, I've signed like 2 or 3 leases and I got them all like a month before. So don't like if it doesn't happen, it's gonna be because they're like, pick up the phone now, like we have to like, and I'm just gonna be like, see you guys later. Like it's not. I don't know. That bugs me when people get like all riled up. But at the same time, it's hard to organize 4 people to like make a big financial investment like that. It's like it's annoying for sure.
Yeah.
But I give it like a 75-25 that'll happen.
Damn. That bar school sounds cool though.
Yeah, and that it would be helpful for that because the restaurant that my buddy owns is in Chinatown, so like it's closer to that. And then I'm still like, you know, 35 minutes from here, so like I put all this work in this basement. I can keep doing that. I think I'm gonna actually start on that room within like the next month or 2. So I'm still driving distance to here, so I can keep kind of working on this kind of stuff. And I don't know. Hopefully over the summer we make some skits. I was thinking about doing some more like, because me and Nicole have that like writing workshop we do on Mondays,
Yeah.
and I was thinking of kind of like breaking that open so that we have this like little private like writing workshop with like 5 or 6 people, but we could do like events like Q&As with authors and like readings and stuff, but like I could kind of break that into like video and like skit stuff too, where we could do like a video, like this wouldn't be like a recurring thing, but we could try doing like a video open mic somewhere like LTC or something. Be like, hey, do you have like a thing you shot that you like come share it and like network and meet people you can make stuff with and stuff. I don't know. I just got to start like doing different stuff. I got to start doing stuff.
Sounded kind of wise.
Wise man. Just me.
Yeah. So next episode, the last for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
End of an era.
Sure.
End of this era.
Yeah. And.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitively.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are we at?
125.
That's good.
Cool. Well, episode 24.
Well,
Penultimate. 24 years. Joey's life. Wise man. 24 hours. 24 candles.
all right, let's go watch John Mulaney.
Ah.
right.